So, I'm not a gambling man. I'm not saying I haven't played poker a few times in my life and put some money on it back in college or whatever, but I wonder if Vegas has already opened up a line. Or I wonder if London has opened up a line. They'll take a bet on anything, I know that. I'd almost want to open up a bet just as almost like a crowdsourced poll. Open up a line to see how many people think Hillary is going to, A, show up for the debate. And they can also have bets on how many times she'll cough during the debate. And then C, will she collapse during the debate, or will she have to take a break and then come out 10 minutes late from the bathroom like she did last time? Because our sources say she's having epileptic seizures every 15, 20 minutes when she goes off the drugs. And how does the Secret Service know she's on drugs? When her hair's all sticking up and she looks like she just woke up from a 100-year nap, and she clearly looks like somebody on depressants. She looks like the two members of my family that I have known that had epilepsy. When they're coming off a big epileptic seizure and bit half their tongue off, the doctor says, double down on your medication, and they can hardly talk. Well, that's how the bedraggled. I mean, Hillary looks wrinkled, hair all sticking out. She looks like a bag lady. And I'm not being mean on how she looks. She does not look presidential. She does not look like Margaret Thatcher. She does not look like the head of the IMF, Legrand, who's an evil lady, but, you know, looks good. Nice hair, dressed nice. Imagine if Obama started coming out with wrinkled suits and his hair sticking out and his eyes all looking wild and he started falling down. I mean, because he's a man, they'd eat his lunch. Doesn't matter what color he is. People wouldn't put up with it. But because it's a woman, it's supposedly okay. I mean, there's so many angles to this. So I want to hear from you. I'm going to take a lot of calls on this subject, so you don't have to hold long. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. Will Hillary make it to the debate? Will she? That's a whole other area of discussion. What excuse will she have? A big false flag attack in New York? Notice the first debate was set to be in New York, and now there's been terror attacks and terror cells. Okay, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just trying to war game this. Will a new war start? I mean, who knows what they'll pull? Because she's got the president. Her crime syndicate that she represents, the next row of shark teeth to come into office, they'll do anything. Roger Stone, the article's up on Infowars.com, says the Democrats are in total panic mode, more dangerous than they've ever been. And I absolutely concur with him. So, will she make it? If she doesn't make it, what's the excuse? We may be about to see her admit, you know what? The wild card is she can tell the truth. And say, you know what, I really do have an illness. This is how she'd spin it. I didn't think it was as bad as it was. I thought it would get better. It hasn't. I have a brain tumor that's returning. And so I would like you to put me into office as the first woman, and I'll try to live a few years, maybe longer, but the prognosis isn't good. And then Mr. Kane and others will carry on because we know Trump's evil. She could get in on the sympathy vote. But it's not fake. She's sick. She looks like death warmed over. I'm wargaming this here, and you notice how many times we wargame something, it turns out to be right. Because our brains are just as good as theirs. Let's look at every angle. This is the $64 trillion question. Does she show up? If she doesn't, what does she pull to get out of it? Think about it. Wargaming, every angle. And then, if she does show up, she's going to be heavily drugged, all frumpy, come out, look like she's asleep, try to open her eyes, and then just go through her talking points. What is that going to be like with Donald Trump, the golden toad, with, you know, 170 IQ and the street smarts of Godzilla? What's going to happen? It's going to be historical. It's going to be legendary. I'll never forget working at talk radio stations here in Texas, and seeing and people so excited for months before the Super Bowl and the playoffs and, oh, the anticipation. Alex, we've got tickets. You know, you say you're not into football, but come on, man, we got tickets. We're going on a plane this weekend. I mean, it's the playoffs, man. There's going to be some hot girls there. Come on, man. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to stay behind and hike on the green belt and take my girlfriend out. I'm just not into it. Man, something's wrong with you, dude. We got tickets. We're going to be at the Jameson's table. The Jameson's is paying for the whole. I remember one time they're paying for our hotels. We're going to be at the Jameson's table broadcasting. Come on with us. Hell, you can talk about politics while we're covered. It's going to be a party. Zero interest. I've got so much anticipation on this election, these debates. I work a good 14 hours a day. I go home at 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, do more work. Get up 6 in the morning. I got up at 4:30 in the morning this morning, did research, and just got more and more wound up until I got here about an hour before showtime, and I wanted to shoot a few videos and a few promos and things, and I was bouncing off the walls. And I am even foregoing coffee in the morning now to try to stop this energy level I've got now. I've even stopped taking Brain Force. It isn't stopping. I think I'm going to explode or something. I can't stand it, quite frankly. It's the energy level, though, and I know everybody else can feel it. Wow. So that's the other thing you can call in on, because we're doing not screen calls, but we're on topic here is what I'm saying. Screen calls with do you agree, do you disagree, blah, 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 and then, kick you off if you don't agree or whatever. No, if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear from you as well. But it's on topic. Will she show up? If she doesn't, what's the excuse? And will she make it without coughing? I give that 99% no way. And then, if she makes it on stage, will she fall out? I give it about a 40, 50% chance she's going to have to be helped and is going to have trouble standing. You know what? They're not going to risk this. I don't think she's going to make it. I don't think she's going to make it. I don't think she's going to make it. We should tweet that out and ask the folks on Twitter, do you think Hillary will actually make this debate? And if she does, will she make it through it? I mean, I would be nervous getting on the stage for 90 minutes in front of 100 million people with Donald Trump. Seasoned media journalist, would be obviously having some butterflies here. This isn't just your ordinary event. She's going to get on the stage with Donald Trump. When the stress goes up, he only gets better. I've seen it with my own eyes, in person. So, legendary, historic, ultra epic, over the top important, don't want to miss it. Edge of your seat doesn't even bring you 1/10 of the way there. I mean, how do I find in the semantical thesaurus lexicon of verbiage the proper colloquial twist on the nomenclature of hype when you can't hype something like this because it's already too important? So how big do you call this debate, or am I wrong? 800-25-99231. We have loaded phones. I want to play the world government clip, but first, we normally, in the last few years, basically double our audience every year on visits to Infowars.com. And the web more and more is not about just your website. It's about your apps and your Facebook and your Twitter and all your other platforms. But all of our platforms together, we have been almost doubling the audience on the internet every year. On terrestrial talk radio, it grows a little because we get some bigger stations, but it never gets above 200 stations. But it's grown quite a bit, but maybe 20, 30% a year. Which is good. It shows people are waking up. Look at the Trump phenomenon. Look at nationalism in Russia, nationalism in the UK, in jolly old England. We're all riding a wave of awakening. This is very exciting. And obviously Infowars.com and DrudgeReport.com and WorldNetDaily.com and others have been right at the heart of that, Ron Paul and others, from the beginning. You, the listeners of the show, are Americana. You are the global 1776 resistance. I don't care where you are, whether you're in Africa or Latin America or Asia or Europe. I salute you. I'm humbled to be here. I try to do the best job I can, but I love you and I appreciate you. The problem is the world economy is so bad that as our audience goes straight up, until about 6, 7 years ago, as audience went up, revenue went up. And then it was about 5, 6, 7 years ago, audience was going up, but revenue wasn't. I just had to get better at raising it. and more into marketing, something I never really focused on. I would just do the minimum to get the money in and then stop. God, the amount of money I blew not at plugging years ago when people had money. I could have put it and saved it and built stuff. But look, it's all in God's plan. The point is that the audience is now not going up by 90% a year. This year, probably because of the election, obviously, but other factors, 300% internet increase? 300%? Yeah. 300%. 100% of that's Drudge linking to us more. We're very thankful to Matt Drudge, but he knows we're all in this together. I mean, if we don't fix this, we're all screwed. We're all bailing water. He goes, hey, don't thank me. Bail, bail, bail. Get the land. I mean, I get it. But we need financial support. That's the area where audience goes straight up. A little bit extra revenue comes in. I hire a few people. I do this, I do that. But it's just not there. I mean, right now, especially the last month, we've not been bringing in the money we even need to operate at this level. Now, I'm like a squirrel. I've put nuts away, but I can see into the future. We need to raise more money. So listen, we've got the very best products, things you need, nutraceuticals, gravity-fed water filtration systems, systems for your shower heads, non-GMO, heirloom, open-pollinated seeds, incredible supplements, nutraceuticals at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWarsStore.com is the umbrella site. We have amazing Hillary for Prison shirts. We've got 20% off the highest quality methylcobalamin, organic, absorbable vitamin B12 that you take under the tongue. It's a liquid. The best from our research you're going to find. That's 20% off. It's the new special. But they came into me this morning. They said, listen, the only thing selling and floating the boat right now is Super Male Vitality. That would just, people really use it. They love it. Folks know they're getting paid today and tomorrow. We've had hundreds of emails saying, please extend the sale. Hey, fine. I'll just permanently lower the price 20%, okay? If it makes people buy more of it to fund our operation. It's just very expensive to make because it's cold pressed. People love it. So I'll just extend it. I'll extend it through next Monday. And just hope that more people order it so we don't lose money. But you take it in the morning, take it at night, put it under your tongue, absorb it. Stamina, energy, libido. It's just a whole bunch of known, healthy, concentrated herbs into an oil form. Cold press so it keeps its key essence. We have female vitality as well. I don't ask me why. I guess the audience is mainly male. I don't know why we don't sell as much as the female. Because quite frankly, whether a female takes male or female, the female formula is just a little bit different. That's where you really see effects in certain areas. I'm just going to stop right there. I mean, this gets guys going a little bit. Women, it's dramatic. Dramatic. And I'm here to tell you. So that's not why we sell it. That's not even the angle. It's just that's what everybody notices. That's what's in the reviews. And so we have BioTrue Selenium. That sold out. A little bit more came in from the mustard seed. That funds our operation. InfoWarsLife.com or call toll free 888-253-3139. But I got to tell you, the economy must just be absolutely destroyed. I mean, the amount of traffic is just exponentially higher. But it's like water everywhere, not a drop to drink. All right, I want to go to your phone calls now. We don't have any guests today. I want to clear the decks to be able to take your phone calls. We've got just huge amounts of news, huge amounts of different clips I want to play. There is just so much coming up, but I hate to toot my horn. I mean, I just have a good guesstimation. It's just common sense looking at all the interest there is in this election. And how the other debates, we're getting 3-4 times the viewers that they used to, 20, 30 million. Of course, the first debate with Hillary, 90 minutes, I don't think it's going to be 100 million. I'm predicting, because I'd said it'd be as big as a Super Bowl or bigger. I said 70, 80 million a few weeks ago. But the more I think about this, because there's not one network carrying it, so they can suppress it and not let it get out, because they're doing it right, just having a university feed for everybody, I think that you'll first hear over 100 million in the U.S., and then hundreds of millions worldwide, and then you're going to see numbers once the internet numbers come in a few days later. I think you're going to hear that 500 million, maybe a billion, who knows? I think 500 million people are going to watch it live, more than the population of the U.S., and I think you're going to end up having probably a billion worldwide watch it in the week after. And if she falls out during this thing, oh, I'm telling you, this is epic. The arrogance, the bravado, the chutzpah, the false aplomb that she has when she knows she's sick. I mean, again, we told you 5 weeks ago, Hillary Clinton is falling over every 30, 40 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. We're like, what has she got? We think epilepsy, obviously. We don't know if it's Parkinson's, brain tumors. Do you know? All we know is they're very secretive about it, and they're talking about some big announcement if it gets worse. 4 weeks later, she fell down, folks, just like we told you. We told you she does like this in a circle and then falls down. That's why they got to have people beside her at all times. For the last year, everywhere she goes, people stand right beside her, and they're ready. They're watching her. She's stepping. She's being careful because this is serious, and stress is what brings on a lot of these seizures. In fact, I remember seeing my uncle one time arguing. He's been married a few times with one of his wives, not even meanly. And he didn't have seizures, and boy, he all of a sudden had a seizure 5 minutes later. And imagine you got to go up against Donald Trump with 100 million people watching live. I mean, she is going down. And they've taught her when she starts having the seizures, the lighter baby seizures, just act like it's fun, act like it's cute, just kind of go through it, be calm. But you look at her, she's clearly not there. And then a few days ago, she gave this speech for 15 minutes, and her eyes weren't pointing the right direction. That video's up on Infowars.com. And what happened? She then canceled all these events this week ahead of Monday. She's in bed, getting special drugs, you name it, trying to get ready. Oh, oh my God, this political enemy of all of free humanity, this monster, this Medusa is falling in front of us, and it's edge of your seat. I don't know what's going to come out of this. There's so many angles. There's so many things that can happen. But I want to go to break with Obama and then come back directly to your calls, talking about world government and Americans needing to basically accept it. This is a 51-second clip. Obama submit to world government. I'm Alex Jones.
But we have to put our money...
Oh, let's start it over. We have to put our money where our mouth is. Go ahead.
But we have to put our money where our mouths are. And we can only realize the promise of this institution's founding to replace the ravages of war with cooperation,
which you made worse,
if powerful nations like my own accept constraints. Sometimes I'm criticized in my own country for professing a belief in international norms.
He's getting ready to be the global government
multilateral
leader.
Institutions. But I am convinced that in the long run, giving up some freedom of action, not giving up our ability to protect ourselves or pursue our core interests, but binding ourselves to international rules.
Skip this break. I can't help it.
Over the long term enhances our security.
Start this over. Back it up again, because I don't want to interrupt this.
We have to put our money.
This is so mega epic. This 51-second clip that, again, you could teach a college course on treason, on treachery, on subterfuge, on infiltration. We as a culture and a society are designed to battle men in uniforms attacking us with their flags. We know what's going on. There's rules to war. But the British in the last 300, 400 years started using corporate ways to take over countries with the British East India Company, and then it merged with the Dutch British East India Company. And I've probably read, I'm not bragging, I'm just letting you know I am a scholar. Most professors that, claim they teach those periods of history, I bet you haven't read 20 books on India and the British East India Company and how the Brits controlled them with the Great Game. I had probably read 50 on that alone. Because I used to be a selfish person. I love history. I used to read a history book almost every day like a pig. From high school right through to about 5 years into media, I would just go do my show once a day, do a few things, work on a film. I worked 8 hours, 9 hours a day, but I just never saw myself as being this big shot. So I would go home and I wouldn't watch TV. If I wasn't taking my girlfriend out or going for a hike or whatever, I would read a history book. I'd look up, it'd be 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I'd put another big, fat, juicy history book down that I got at the library. And I don't mean to digress. It's just that what you're witnessing is the British government model of corporately taking over your government. They did it starting in 1922 at Pratt House, the Council on Foreign Relations in New York City. And when I say the Brits taking over, I mean a model of corporate control. The Brits are the biggest slaves out there. Great people, but absolutely enslaved. Their sovereignty being destroyed. The New World Order, George Soros hates them. So when you hear him get up there and say, we have to give up some of our sovereignty for this world, and he's, quote, being criticized because he pushes that, they've gone from denying all of this to admitting it and saying we need a, quote, liberal New World Order. That was in the full speech. I should do a special report just on this treasonous speech yesterday. But you notice he is out there like a prostitute shaking his ass on the street corner, to the Johns driving by saying, love you long time. Not too beaucoup. He is over there on the street corner shaking his butt in front of the globalists, everybody, prostrating himself and us at the knees of the megacorporations that have looted the third world, saying, I want to be the Secretary General of the UN. I want to be the head of the Davos Group. I want to be the head of the Bilderberg Group. I want to be the head of the IMF or World Bank. I want to graduate to that next level. I've spent my whole life transferring American power into this global government body. And now I want to go to the next level. He is, one last stick in the eye of the American people. Notice he says, this UN building was founded, by the Rockefellers. It's their land. They gave the money. The most evil, horrible people you could ever imagine, setting up a corporate world government for themselves. So, do we get apologies on this when we're proven right again? Just like we were proven right on everything else, basically? I wasn't proven right. Rockefeller wrote books bragging about it. Dave Rockefeller wrote a book 7-8 years ago admitting he's setting up world government. I'd like to be able to take credit for all this, but I didn't. Let's go ahead and take a call. Let's talk to Frank in Maryland. Frank, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, just turn your radio off.
Sorry,
I'm going to turn your radio off.
I turned it off.
Go ahead.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, turn the radio off. Go ahead.
Turn this off.
Good, yes. I love it. Obama pisses me off. I'm sorry. I love you, Frank. Go ahead.
Yeah. They were complaining about debates being too long before, but now let's have a 3-hour debate and see who can stand and withstand the whole time there.
I agree. Hey, Ted Cruz, man, 26-hour filibuster. I couldn't do that. How about... Sorry, go ahead.
Trump pushes out there. She's not going to want to do it. As long as he pushes out there, and once she denies it, then she'll seem weak. I mean, she knows she can't do it.
You are such a genius, Frank. That's a great idea. Trump ought to challenge her to a 3-hour debate, an hour and a half of them talking, and then an hour and a half of questions since she's so scared of press conferences. You're a genius, Frank.
All he has to do is relax and sit back. I mean, even if he makes a mistake, it doesn't matter. I mean, she's going to, even if she stands the whole time, it's still going to look bad for her.
Well, plus she's so incredibly sexy. I want to look at her a little bit more. Frank, I want you to know one of my greatest pitfalls is you get like a pet peeve over the years of thousands of calls with the radio on. And I apologize, I was being a jerk earlier, and I appreciate you. And that's a great point you made, though, and it's absolutely central. But how do you deal with it? I get so mad at Obama and the globalists and Hillary that my anger spills over in my everyday life watching this treason. How do you deal with that? Because that's my biggest problem is I'm so pissed off at them. I guess I care too much. I mean, how do I turn it off and not care? Can you tell me that?
No, I went through the whole transformation, like listening to you and your supporters, and it was hard to go through that. Your supporters helped me through that. And I'm going to tell you, all I realize is good is going to win. They're going to be bad. There's always going to be bad out there. I've met evil people that I know as friends, whoever. It doesn't matter. I mean, you find the good.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. Look at Hillary collapsing. Look at the Brexit. Look at globalism in trouble. Look at Russia getting out from under it. The evil isn't invincible. It's not invincible. It's always, more and more horrible until the dawn actually gets there. And you're absolutely right. I think what I got from what you said was that, hey, look, we're going to make it through this.
It was just an angel, man. Yeah, that's all it was, man. It's not, if you don't want to believe in that, that's fine. Just an angel wanted to conquer something that he can't conquer. And that's how it is. And he's going to keep losing. Things get better in life. And people can't feel helpless about that. Things have gotten better in this country. I mean, it's not a bad country. I mean,
no, it's not. We have bad people that have hijacked it. Frank, I got to jump. Just over the years, talking about pet peeves, that guy was making great points. But then you hear how his phone goes in and out where you can't understand him. So you're sitting there trying to understand what he's saying, and then when you understand it, it's like, oh, that made sense, and then you can't understand it for 5 seconds, and then, oh, that made sense, and it just becomes torture. Because you want to hear the caller, you want to hear the great things they have to say, but then you wonder, they're going to have their radio up. They're going to say hello, 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 over and over again to you. And then their phone's going to start going in and out. And then you think, I'm supposedly a tough guy, I should be able to handle this. It's 20-plus years of it. It starts to get to you. Or maybe what's happening is The veneer of civilization is peeling away for all of us. For the globalist, for the average person, you name it. A quickening is happening. Judgment Day, the hand of doom, but also the hand of opportunity, moves in all of our lives. Second hour, 70 seconds away, Infowars.com. Get the free app today. The new app is out. In the last 20 years, Infowars has paid its dues. We have proven that we are a cutting-edge news and information source. And when it comes to funding our operations, we take cutting edge to the next level with the highest quality supplements and nutraceuticals available. We have now more than 25 different amazing formulas available at InfoWarsStore.com. And the flagship is Super Male and Super Female Vitality, where we take thousands of years of the ancients' knowledge and use high-tech modern technology to cold press these organic herbs to give you compounds that are meant to accentuate the body's normal function. This is essential because the globalists are on record targeting our endocrine system, targeting our hormones to suppress us. But Mother Nature is there to counter this onslaught. Everyone out there watching and listening to me owes it to themselves to give Mother Nature a try and to try Super Male or Super Female Vitality. We're making it easier than ever today with a special we're running for 2 weeks only. 20% off on these formulas at InfoWarsLife.com. Or simply call toll-free. We can answer all your questions, 888-253-3139. Major third-party sites give these formulas the highest rating in their class because we've done the research and we haven't cut corners. 20% off these formulas right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. You have nothing to lose. I know these formulas work. They've worked for me. But regardless, you're supporting the InfoWar in a historic, critical time. I also want to take some time out to thank all of you that have supported InfoWarsStore.com and who have gotten these products. So for myself and the rest of the InfoWars crew, I salute you for being on the side of life in the fight against the globalists.